High Desert State Prison would first open its doors in 1995 and today houses over 2,200 minimum, medium, and max security custody inmates. Back on February 18th, 2022, shortly after 11 a.m., High Desert State Prison staff would view incarcerated individuals Christopher Dolan and Michael Ellison begin attacking a third incarcerated individual by the name of Michael Hastey with inmate manufactured weapons. The attack took place on one of the institution's exercise yards, and although staff was immediately able to respond using chemical agents and batons to stop the incident, Hastey would be pronounced deceased at 12:05 p.m.
Well, the Monterey County DA's office said 42-year-old Michael Ellison was convicted on multiple murder charges. The DA's office said those charges include first-degree murder, first-degree attempted murder of a peace officer, and first-degree attempted murder for an incarcerated crime in 2018. According to the DA's office, Ellison was also convicted of 3 counts of assault by life prisoner. Ellison faces a maximum sentence of life without parole with an additional 87 years to life in prison, according to authorities.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back. Another episode of Green Lit Gang TV. Much love, much appreciation. Thank you guys so much for checking out the channel today. It means a lot that you're here. Really quick, before we jump into it, you already know what we got to do. We got to do the intros. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Hope you enjoy it. If you do like it, go back, check out some other videos, check out some of my other content, and let me know what you think. And you already know what I think of you guys, how much I got love for all of you that have continued to support. If you're a regular viewer, subscriber, member of this channel, however you want to say it, if you watch my videos, then thank you, because the growth that this channel has experienced so far in 2025 is, again, because of each and every one of you. I could not do it without you guys, so big shout out to each and every one of you. Lastly, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, hit the like button, hit the comment button, engage in some conversation, and smash the subscribe button. Let's roll. All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Got a good one for you guys today. We're going to be going back to Susanville, California, which is where High Desert State Prison is at. High Desert State Prison is definitely a prison that we have visited quite often on this channel. Seems to be a very violent institution. A lot of attacks, a lot of assaults, a lot of murders. You name it, it definitely goes down at High Desert. Okay, so this, back in 2022, 2 inmates attacked a third, and the 2 inmates that attacked the third inmate were each in their 30s, Christopher Dolan and this guy, Michael Ellison. The inmate that got attacked, Michael Hastey, he was only 19 years old. He was in for a pretty vicious murder. We're going to get into his background. We also have some good background information, our alleged attackers, Dolan and Ellison. But first, you already know, we're going to start with the CDCR's release that was 4 days after the attack on February 22nd, giving details on the attack, and then we're going to get into the background of the individuals involved. Officials at High Desert State Prison and the Lassen County Sheriff's Office are investigating the death of an incarcerated person as a homicide after he was attacked by 2 incarcerated persons on Friday, February 18th. Shortly after 11 a.m., High Desert State Prison staff saw incarcerated persons, Christopher Dolan and Michael Ellison, attack Michael Hastey with manufactured weapons on one of the institution's exercise yards. Officers immediately responded by using chemical agents and batons to quell the incident. Responding staff transported Hastey to the prison medical facility where healthcare staff performed life-saving measures. However, Hastey would be pronounced deceased at 12:05 p.m. Hastey, 19, was sentenced to state prison from Trinity County on June 14th, 2021, to serve a life with parole sentence for first-degree murder. Man, he did not last long. Guys, stay out. Right now, CDCR is an absolute war zone. 19-year-old goes in there, man, he's going to get eaten up by some grown men, literally. Dolan, Christopher Dolan, 30, was sentenced to state prison from Ventura County on March 29th, 2017 to serve 5 years, 8 months for assault with force likely to produce great bodily injury and resisting/deterring officer with threats of violence. And the highlight, I feel like the main character in this video, Michael Ellison. Man, Michael Hastey came across the wrong guy in Michael Ellison. This is a guy with a laundry list of in-prison assaults, a couple murders under his belt while locked up, murders under his belt out on the streets. Ellison, 39, was first sentenced to state prison from Riverside County on August 24th, 2004. Guy had been down a long time. To serve a life with parole sentence for second-degree murder. While incarcerated, Ellison was sentenced to Kern County, and keep up with this one, guys, to Kern County on September 10th, 2009, to serve a 2-year sentence for possession and manufacture of a deadly weapon, Back in September of 2005, he was sentenced in Kings County to serve 2 years, 8 months for assault on a prisoner with a deadly weapon likely to produce great bodily injury. So Ellison was getting down right from the jump. Ellison also received a 2-year sentence on October 27th, 2009 from Kern County for possession manufacture of a deadly weapon by a prisoner as a second striker. Additionally, on June 1st, 2017, Ellison received a 16-year sentence in Kern County for assault with a deadly weapon inflicting great bodily injury with an enhancement for prior felony conviction for a serious prison offense. He also committed another murder that we're going to be talking about at Salinas Valley State Prison in 2018. Although I don't have something in writing or I didn't read that he was, the ringleader of this attack, immediately when I read about all his priors and read articles about his previous prison murders, something told me that the main reason for 19-year-old Michael Hastey's murder probably is Michael Ellison, to say the least. But anyway, we're going to start with Michael Hastey, our victim's background. This is an article from January 9th, 2019. Basically, he was 16, 17 at the time. He killed a 28-year-old who he viewed was talking to, making moves on his then girlfriend. So this article, January 9th, 2019, remember, this is out of Trinity County. A Weaverville man was killed Tuesday night by a juvenile. Now, they don't give his name, but this is Michael Hastey who they're talking about, the juvenile in question, who said the man was making advances towards his girlfriend, the Trinity County Sheriff's Office said in a news release. Around 11 p.m. Tuesday, emergency dispatchers got a call that 2 people were fighting near the intersection of Highway 299 and Mill Street in Weaverville. Deputies responded and found 28-year-old Nathan Perdue, I put his picture up, in the street with multiple puncture wounds and laceration wounds, investigators said. Perdue was unresponsive and later died at a hospital, the news release said. A male juvenile, again, Michael Hastey, was found covered in blood about 60 yards where Perdue had been located, investigators said. The sheriff's office did not release the suspect's name because he is a minor, but said he made several, quote, spontaneous statements that he had killed Perdue. He was arrested and taken to be interviewed by detectives. The juvenile said his intention was to kill Perdue. He didn't hide it. And Perdue was not armed, the sheriff's office said. The juvenile, whose age is unknown, remains in custody on suspicion of homicide, deputies told investigators. He stabbed the victim numerous times because he believed Perdue had been making advances towards his girlfriend. I have a feeling there's probably a little more to it. Maybe Hastey's then girlfriend had some sort of relationship with Perdue, but regardless, he took it all the way. They said there's puncture wounds, so I'm assuming he was stabbing him with some sort of object. He ends up getting this life sentence in 2021. He gets sentenced in June of 2021 and literally doesn't even make it a year. By February of 2022, so a whole 7 months, 8 months, whatever you want to say later, he is dead in High Desert State Prison. It's no joke, man. You're going away. I mean, he's a kid when he commits the murder, gets sentenced when he's probably, 18 years old, and he goes to a max custody prison with literally the worst of the worst, and a guy like Michael Ellison he's got assaults that go back longer than Michael Hastey's been alive. It's insane. Okay, speaking of that, Michael Ellison, we're going to be reading about his background now. This is an article. We're going to start. I'm surprised I didn't mention it in this article about our attack on Michael Hastey. This is an article from April of 2018 about a murder that Michael Ellison took part in. An inmate at Salinas Valley State Prison was killed Sunday, according to the State Department of Corrections Rehabilitation. Just after 10 a.m., inmate Michael Ellison, who was 35 at the time, attacked fellow inmate Jason Lewis, 42, with an inmate-made weapon, according to a press release from CDCR. Corrections officers quickly intervened and used chemical agents to stop the attack. Lewis would die from his injuries. Lewis was incarcerated in December of 2016. He came from San Diego County to serve a life with the possibility of parole sentence for first-degree murder, according to CDCR. Ellison had been serving a life with the possibility of parole sentence from Riverside County for that second-degree murder in 2004. While in custody, he was also convicted of possession and manufacture of a deadly weapon by a prisoner and assault by a prisoner with a deadly weapon in Kern and Kings counties. In 2014, he received this says 14-year sentence from Kern County for assault with a deadly weapon. Now, this is an article from November. This is a more recent article, November 19th, 2024, on Michael Ellison. Just gives a little bit of a cleaner breakdown of some of the charges and kind of puts a bow on everything he's done while in prison. An already convicted and incarcerated man was found guilty of killing a fellow inmate and stabbing while in custody over a handful of years. According to Monterey County prosecutors, Michael Ellison, who is now 42, was convicted by a jury of first-degree murder, first-degree attempted murder of a peace officer. He was attacking corrections officers as well, and first-degree attempted murder. He was also found guilty of 3 counts of assault by a prisoner with a life sentence, the Monterey County District Attorney's Office said in a statement Monday. On April 8th, 2018, Ellison stabbed fellow prisoner, the article we just talked about, Jason Lewis, to death in the yard of Salinas Valley. On July 26, 2019, Ellison stabbed a correctional officer multiple times while he was housed in administrative segregation at the correctional training facility in Soledad. On August 12, 2023, he kept going, guys. He stabbed his cellmate at Salinas Valley State Prison. Ellison has a prior conviction for murder out of Riverside County in 2004, as well as for the assaults by a prisoner with a deadly weapon from Kings County in 2005, assault with a deadly weapon causing great bodily injury from Kern County in 2017. That really gives you an idea. So the articles we were talking about, the murders we were talking about, 1822 when he kills Hastey, but in 2019, stabs the corrections officers. 2023, stabs his cellmate again when he gets sent back to Salinas Valley State Prison. Yeah, he's a poster child for this California prison model, not working. All right, Christopher Dolan, our second attacker of Michael Hastey. I found an article from July 11th, 2016. He basically almost beat a guy to death. 25-year-old Christopher Dolan was arrested by Ventura Police after fleeing from outside authorities on foot Saturday evening. He's facing charges of attempted murder and felony resisting arrest. Ventura Police say officers responded to several 911 calls of 2 men physically fighting near the corner of Martha's Vineyard Court and Pierpoint Boulevard. But before they arrived on scene, the suspect, Dolan, identified as Christopher Dolan, fled the scene in a car. Once on scene, officers found the victim, a 23-year-old Ventura resident, lying unconscious on the sidewalk and suffering from several head injuries. One of the officers responding to the call saw Dolan pulling into the Vaughn's Shopping Center parking lot on Harbor Boulevard and fled on foot after exiting the car. The following is an excerpt from a Ventura Police Department press release. Excerpt, I said that wrong. Quote, the officer pursued Dolan on foot, who during the chase turned on the officer and challenged him to fight. In a way, I kind of respect it. When Dolan began charging towards the officer deployed a taser device. Should have fought him heads up, man. This allowed officers to take him into custody without further incident. Quote, during the investigation, officers learned from a witness that Dolan was heard in a verbal argument with the victim. Dolan was then seen punching the victim, who fell to the ground. While on the ground, Dolan repeatedly punched and kicked the victim in the head. Now, I will say this. When I read that, obviously what got him at first the attempted murder, then the assault charges was the stomping of the head. But again, this is a fight. To me, this is a heads-up fight. You're 25. The guy you fought was 23. You had it out. You beat the guy. And then even running from the police, you know what? He doesn't turn around and try to stab him. He doesn't turn around and try to shoot him. He doesn't do any pussy shit. He turns around, puts his fists up and says, come on, let's go. The cop, whatever you want to call it, tased him. But I just have a little more respect for Christopher Dolan than I do anybody else in this story. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe you think I'm dumb. Maybe you think what I just said was immature, but I do. I just do. But anyway, absolutely crazy story. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, you already know what it is.